everybody. Welcome to this series of episodes on happy parenting and teaching. Today the concern of any parent is how to educate their children, and the concern of any teacher is how to teach their children. Both the parents and the teachers are equally interested, but sometimes the result is not taking place. The outcome doesn't take place. So we are trying to go into the details on what stands in the way of learning and teaching. In the last episode, we were discussing about the need for the transition of from many thoughts to few thoughts and one thought. Now, let's say that there is the body, that is the teachers are there and the students are there. But it is not only their bodies, it is the mind also. So we have the mind, and the mind consists of the teachers and the students. Okay, so what we need to do is, the mind and body are part of the same system. Now, isn't it true that a student likes a teacher, and so the student likes the subject taught by that teacher? Or a student loves a subject, so anybody who teaches that subject is loved by the children, respected by the children. So there is a connection between the mind and the body. There is a connection between the mind of the teacher and the mind of the student. The teacher should do something to get emotionally closer to the mind of the children. If I'm not emotionally closer to you, then we fall apart. The credibility, the ease with which I will accept what you say is affected. So I would very strongly suggest that the teachers improve what I call as the rapport between themselves and the students. Now, in my future episodes, I'm going to explain how there are some very interesting games which can be played with the children so that the teacher gets closer to the students emotionally. Not only that, the image of a teacher is very, very important. How a teacher presents himself or herself in a class is very, very important, right? And you can have teachers with a negative image and teachers with a positive image. Obviously, teachers with a positive image will be able to carry themselves with the students much faster, much more effectively. Then we have certain qualities which I call as the leadership qualities of the teachers are very, very important. Now, the teacher is a leader. Now, there is a difference between leading and managing, which we will discuss maybe in some of our future episodes. See, normally management means I control. So I say I'm a finance manager. He controls the finance. Production manager controls the production. Materials manager controls the material. So there is an element of control. Perhaps you have to use power and authority to exercise this control. Now, if you are a very strict disciplinarian, you'll be able to get the class under control. This is control. Managing is a control function. But leading is not a control function. Leading is an aligning function. You align the students with your line of thinking. So you have to understand that emotional closeness is very, very important to improve the quality of teaching. I'm sure you will recall to your mind your own teachers who taught you in a classroom, maybe when you were in the school and colleges, right? You will still remember some of them even now. I have come across people saying, I never liked mathematics till this class, until in this particular year, this particular class, so-and-so came to me as a math teacher, and ever since I started liking mathematics. This is very, very important. Then, how do you improve the emotional wellness of the students is very, very important. Now, how do they find the content which is taught important? Now, there is two areas, let us be clear about it. There are certain things which are important and useful. Right. There are another area called interesting and not useful. So this is very, very relevant. There are things which are important and useful. There are things which are interesting and not useful. The more and more children are trained to focus on important, useful things, which may not be interesting, right? The more will be their interest, the more will be their involvement, and the mind will be involved. Let me give a simple example to illustrate this point. In my seminars with parents and teachers, I used to give this example. Let's say that you are in this, we are in this room. You are there about 40 feet away, and I'm here. And let us say there is a bridge connecting between you and me. I hold, let's say, a 10 rupee note in my hand and say, or 100 rupees maybe, and I ask you to walk on this bridge. Let's say it's a 3 feet bridge made of a wooden platform. Walk on this and then collect this 100 rupees. How many of you will come and collect it? I'm sure many will. Why should I not walk about 40 feet and collect this 100 rupees? Now, let's say the same bridge, the same wooden platform is there, but this time it is not in this hall, right? But it is between two large buildings, tall buildings, maybe 100 feet building on either side of the road, and this platform is connecting these two. Let's say, just imagine a situation where there is a wooden bridge connecting between you and me across a road, and I hold this 100 rupees in my hand, and let's say that it is dark and it is monsoon and windy, it's rain. I hold this 100 rupees and say, come and collect this 100 rupees from me. Will you come and collect it? The same people who would have wanted to come and collect it, or who collected it in my room, in this room, may not be willing. They'll be reluctant, right? So it's not worth it. It's not important, right? Now let's take the third scenario. The same 40 feet between you and me, the same tall buildings between you and me, the same road, the same darkness, the same rain and thunder, the same monsoon situation, the same, you are on that side and I'm on this side. The only difference is I'm not having 100 rupees with me, but I'm having your dear child with me. Maybe your daughter, your son with me. And I say, if you do not come within the next 5 minutes to collect the child, I'm going to drop the child. Will you, or will you not come and collect it? Of course you will come and collect it. The reason is you got emotionally tickled. You got emotionally involved. It has become very important for you. It has become very useful to you. And then you will say, maybe hundreds of people from below the road will say, don't go, you will fall. But then you will say, let me die, if that is the last thing I should do to save my child. The point I'm trying to convey to this in this episode is your mind connected? The connecting of the mind is very, very important in a classroom, and that is what this presupposition says. The mind and body is part of the same system. We'll see more about it in the future episodes. Let's meet in the next episode.